Hello and welcome to Reviews. Actually stopping home for dinner before I go back to work. It's a long night for me, and I'm not going to have time to do a review from my lab, so I figured I'd do one right now before I head back. And oh, what a week! Last night we have Man-Eaters, and this week we have Hex Wives. Oh, I've mentioned about this book that I like the premise of it. Um, it's been going down. Um, the cover. The problem is, and I'm not going to be showing that. I'm going to try and keep the ending spoiler free, but the cover pretty much spoils the ending. The last couple pages, which would be interesting, they kind of make a little bit of not sense unless you talk about being coerced by the butterfly motif, the going on, the communication. But anyway, the last page is spoiled by the cover. That's stupid. It's really stupid. This book, I'm going to say it right now, like a lot of Marvel books, um, uh, the editor was asleep on the job. This cover should not have gone through. And yes, I know it's DC, but it's Vertigo, which is right now, for the most part, on par with Marvel. American Carnage is good. I don't think I've actually reviewed any of those, but I have the issues. I'm enjoying that. So anyway, I'm just going to pop into the issue. As you know, at the end of the last issue, the one witch ended up killing the cat, decapitating it with her garden shears. And as you may remember from the first issue, the witches have blood magic. So of course she kills the cat, and that's when her powers get activated. As you can see, her shears are glowing, and the last issue ended up with her floating up in the air, and she hits her head on an overhang. And now this is weird. Um, One of the reasons why I think this book needs an editor. Um, it would have been more interesting if she had hit the wall, like hit the roof of whatever, like a dome structure. Um, think like the Truman Show. But instead, she hits her head on an overhang, and as we see when she lands, there's not really much of an overhang. You see that? Um, and when she was pruning the shears, she went over to the fence to get the cat. And does she fly backwards this way? And then hit her head and then fell back down back over here? How how did that happen? Oh yeah, and remember what I said about editorial? Right hand. The right hand's bloody. You see? Right hand's bloody. So when Isadora comes to see Becky, she hears, oh, by the way, a fall like that could have hurt her pretty badly, especially landing on her face, on her arms like that, even on grass. And yeah, but like I say, right hand bloody, left hand bloody, right hand clean. Right hand bloody, right hand clean. Left hand clean, left hand bloody. Same page. Editorial, you effed up on the second page. Now, when I say editorial, they missed this gaff. Obviously, it's the colorist. They didn't actually draw lines for the blood. This was added in when it was inked. Um, yeah, how did you miss that? Because this ends up kind of being a point later. So yeah, she tries to tell Isadora she's flying. Everyone else is dismissing her as crazy. We cut back to the guys who are monitoring, and all the cats seem to have blocked all the cameras. Really, all your cameras you have set up are in view of cats. Um, and then some of the dialogue's kind of weird here. Guy talks about Becky's got attributes for days. I'll admit, man, gives me the horn. What? I mean, I know she's a blah, 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 but sometimes my and then so Aaron gets upset, and and there's calamity that we can avoid by not being the low creatures they are. So keep it in your effing pants. I'll keep it in your pants. I said, what? 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 So yeah, some of the dialogue. What guy would say that to another guy? Uh, okay, I mean, yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid. Um, but remember what I was saying about the cats and all the cameras being blocked? You're telling me every camera is ground level when obviously some of these other ones aren't? That doesn't look maybe up and yeah. Why would you put all the cameras at ground level? Nothing that you can say is a security camera. And anyway, it's kind of a stupid plan. But we find out Aaron is actually working for someone else. He's not the big mastermind behind this. Um, so Becky goes over to Isadora and says, get your coat. I have proof. So, her proof. Her proof. She has Isadora climb the ladder to see a bloody handprint, which is obviously, there's the thumb. Yeah, my hands are torn up from the cold, but that's a left hand. That's a left hand. Remember her right hand was bloody and then suddenly changed to the left hand? And, no matter what, you can't really turn a pinky to be that far away. Editorial, try to catch these mistakes. And again, she hit her head up there. Okay, fine. She's trying to grab on. We didn't see any of that. We just saw her hit. You gotta set this stuff up. Maybe show her grab. Why was she all the way away from the house and then close to the house when she hit her head and bounced back? Oh, it's the little things like that. So no one's really believing that she flew because of they think that everyone's stressed because the one guy got terribly burned. And I gotta move away because we see that Aaron is using that object to control the witch mother. We learn a little bit more about that, and he's trying to get them to make a spell. So they want to go over, and Aaron wants to go over and see Bradley, and tells Demina, the teenage girl, to take a break. And so, of course, wife's not doing very well, and Demina says that she just got her period. This actually, I kind of like this part because remember, blood magic. And if you're paying attention, there is a part, I don't know if I'll skip it, but there is a part where Bradley tells her to take her pills. And obviously, she's taking birth control. That's what he's given her pills to prevent her getting her period. That way, she doesn't have blood magic. They don't explicitly state that. It's that one. I'll give credit. That one was actually kind of clever. But she does she does say that now that she's not taking her pills anymore, she's got the blood magic thing going. She's hearing voices. And you start getting the butterfly effect, which is what this issue is called, the butterfly effect. And so the plan is to the girls all get together. Bull bucket. My husband got burned alive. You drag us all out here to play games. And again, no one's believing her, but Mina says, I believe her. So Aaron goes to see Bradley, and like I said, they faked this. He wasn't actually burned. This is all prosthetics. And, Aaron tells him not to pick it off, to leave it alone. And so, yeah, he says, I studied some drama in New Haven, because that's why he has been the one to play the victim. So, looks like the whole neighborhood is in your yard. Mabel up to something? I'd have told you, Aaron. Anyway, give him a few minutes. At least they're out of my hair. What's left of it? So they get talking, and, something weird is going on around here. Nothing weird is going on. Everything is just the way it is. And, when Mina says, we have each other. It's strange, though. Whenever I try and think about it, why the men can leave and why we can't. We do all day. I'm distracted, so I just don't want to think about. Yeah, because they're using the witch mother to kind of muddle their minds. And I gotta stop here. And of course, she's talking about how, if that's true, why haven't they broken up this little coffee klatch? And right then on cue is Aaron. Isadora, darling. Yeah, I have to go. And I think I actually have to go here. Yeah, I'll stop at this point because we get a little bit of the personal lives, and they're talking, and yeah, and I'll just show one panel. I'll try and get this one panel here because it's where I just need you to be a good girl, Demina. See if I can get that to focus. Um, he says, don't stir up any trouble, take your pills. Yeah, there you go. Take your pills. So, yeah, he's telling her to, as she's getting more gothy and all black, um, she's becoming more of a witch. The birth control is what the pills. That's what I'm reading from this. And of course, now the blood magic. But yeah, I'm just going to stop right there. Let's go back to the cover. And, oops, it's hard to do through my phone. Yeah, so this issue of Hex Wives actually wasn't bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, this book is stupid. Editorial really needs to work on the whole left hand, right hand thing. That was so noticeable. Yeah, it's just on the same page. That's what's so bothersome about it. Not that both hands are bloody. It's and the right hand is now completely clean. And of course, we see a left hand. I don't think that's really a necessary nitpick. Oh, and the other thing, when she climbed up the ladder as proof, she has a bloody hand. What's to stop her from just climbing up the ladder and go poop, and then climb back down and say, go look up there. See, I flew. You see the bloody handprint? I just flew. So yeah, this book is still dumb. You know, it's hard to feel sorry for these characters. I know that's what they're trying to do, and it's like I've been saying. These are witches. We've been shown in the first issue that they're pretty much evil. They're preying on the men. The men are almost seeming like almost self-defensive that they're doing all this to contain a threat. And yeah, we see them in the Stepford housewives thing that we don't, you want them to break out of this illusion. This is, this idyllic 50s suburban life is hell. But the entire time, it's like, I've read the first issue. I've seen what monsters these characters are. It's, who are the good guys? Or are there no good guys? I am fascinated by that concept. And, what I would like to see is, we see Aaron being a jerk. And I think I mentioned this in a previous video. What I would love to see is, to kind of twist it around, is that it turns out that Aaron has actually fallen for Isadora, and maybe vice versa, or maybe the both of them. That would be interesting, because eventually they're going to get their powers back, and this is all going to, this whole illusion's going to fall, and they'll be back at each other. But what if? What if because of this? And I really hope they're building to this, but if they are, I'm not quite seeing it yet. Remember, Isadora's being kind of mind controlled, but Aaron's not. And what if he's actually fallen in love for Isadora? And maybe she finds she's actually legitimately returning the feelings, and then wonders, is this an after effect of the mind control? What's going on? I would love to see that. Would make this even more interesting. And I think that is actually what could put this book up, and really elevate it. I think that would make this book really a lot better. I think it'd make it good. As it is, this is probably one of the best issues. There's a lot going on. We get a lot of setup. We don't spend an entire page of watching people dress, as we see, Isadora in the mirror. It's pretty good. There's a lot that happens in it. Again, my problem is the whole editorial not paying attention, and letting something like that go. Maybe I'm being nitpicky, but I don't think so. I think that's really important. And, of course, we're giving away the last page. I mean, not verbatim, but it's still pretty much. You know what's going to happen on the last page from just the cover. And that is really disappointing. So yeah, what would I rate this book? Yeah, I've actually read through it twice, looking for an angle, something to throw me off, and it's not bad. It's not great. It's probably the best issue of this series so far. I will say that, but the bar's been low. The bar's been really low. They would have to go through man-eater levels to get worse, really. So, oh, I got a cut on my. I got something on my. I got a cut on my thumb. Look at that. Huh. Anyway, cold's tearing my hands up, but I would give this a 330. About 330 is where I'd give it. Editorial, I think, screwed up the cover. I think the whole flying thing, this whole scene is really what takes it down. It makes no sense that she was over by the bushes, now hits the roof over here, then lands back over here. No injuries. Her proof is not really proof at all. So yeah, I gotta take points down. The art's not bad. I also take some of the points away. Yeah, my points. It's a very scientific method I use. Um, the dialogue, the dialogue at some places is really really bad. Um, Other times it's okay. But what elevates it, like I said, is the fact that they worked in Mina's blood, her period starting, her blood magic, and you realize that, because they talk about all the pill cocktails that they're all on, obviously to control their periods. Even the teenage daughter, who they said, well, 17 is a little late to begin your period, but it's not too young, which is true. But yeah, it's because of the pills, the birth control, and I gotta give credit for that. That was clever. I liked that. So yeah, I'm a fair guy. And so this issue, okay. Um, yeah, would I recommend buying it? Um, yeah, it's hard to say. Um, if you could read someone else's copy, I recommend that. Um, I wouldn't go out and buy it because I don't know if this series is going to keep a level of quality. It's been very up and down, and um, and maybe it's just because I read Maneaters yesterday that, if I read these in a different order, I might have a worse opinion of this. But it's not bad. It really is not bad. And that's all I have to say about this. I was trying to find reasons to either really like it or really hate it. That's what people come for, right? They want to see the rage, and it's not really rage-inducing. Um, Again, the scene, but the rest of the book's not bad. It's fascinating. It's really interesting. I've already given some suggestions of what I would like to see that I think would make the book better. Um, but I really hope we're not just going with yeah, these women, they're the heroes. No, they're not. They're not. They're bad guys in a bad situation, really. And so yeah, I'm still kind of curious. I'm going to keep going with this. I've already told you what I think would make the book really interesting and give a really interesting source of conflict. That would be Isadora and Aaron actually developing feelings for one another, and then you have these mortal enemies. So I hope they're going that route. So, but anyway, thanks for watching. Don't know how late I'll be working tonight because, man, there's so much this week. Heroes in Crisis, West Coast Avengers. I haven't looked at my list. I got more. So yeah, maybe I'll get another one out tonight. No promises. I don't know when I'll be getting home from work. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Like and subscribe. Please leave a comment. I love. I don't mind. Tell me you're wrong. Tell me what you think. Maybe I'm looking at this through rose-colored glasses. Maybe I'm being too nice. Maybe Maneaters beat me down so much that this is like, almost like a breath of fresh air. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.